Funny how practically every religion basically says, don't be AD, but ultra-religious people are like, LOL no. How come cashiers at 24/7 McDonald's can de-escalate situations better than cops? Because we get fired if we don't. Magic might gross 167 million. If you still think girls like dad bods, keep dreamin' pal. Shrek grossed 484 million, just so we're clear. My favorite part about opening gifts labeled from mom and dad is that my dad is just as surprised to see what's inside as I am. If you cook your kale with a little coconut oil, it makes it easier to scrape into the garbage. Forgetting a mask for a few seconds is so embarrassing. I am terrified of someone thinking I'm a Republican. So the Queen of England is newly single, and suddenly Bill Gates gets a divorce. Interesting. I hate how I am I have an appointment at 4 p.m. so I cannot do anything all day type of person. I live in rural Ireland. If the vaccine turns me into a Wi-Fi hotspot, it would solve me a lot of problems. I just keep seeing people on social eating at restaurants, traveling, doing whatever, and I'm sitting in my apartment like I've hallucinated a pandemic. Do beavers even know what they're doing, or do they just see water flowing down a river and think, absolutely not? To the lady at Costco with her son on a leash. I'm sorry that I asked if he was a rescue. The profanity wasn't necessary, but thank you for not sicking him on me. You are overthinking this. Bro, I have anxiety. I have no other type of thinking available. The weirdest thing about living alone is how many hours you go without speaking a single word. Bold of you to assume that I don't talk to myself. Dads hate stopping on road trips, because then all of the vehicles they worked hard to pass for the last hour get back ahead of them. 2 places you should not have to pay for parking. 1. The university you attend. 2. The hospital. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but the fact that I have never been invited to a gender reveal party means I have cut the right people out. Employers asking for references is so stupid and pointless, like, why don't you give me 3 references? Go ahead. Let me call 3 former employees and see if y'all treated them well or like, then we'll talk. YTF do hotel breakfast be so early? I'm on a holiday trying to relax, but my mom is screaming at me at 7 a.m. to go eat a croissant. Hey YouTube, maybe don't put ads before first aid videos? I don't have time to watch a Red Lobster ad when my grandma is choking on a fish bone. Them, how old are you? Me, 33. Them, and you don't have kids? Wow, time to get on that. Me, I've had 7 miscarriages. Them, looking incredibly uncomfortable. Me, and I hope we've learned a lesson in asking inappropriate personal questions. Not that many people will ever call you fat to your face, but if you lose weight, tons of people will be comfortable telling you that you used to be fat. My mom said we should speak Thai in public, so we don't get targeted for speaking Mandarin. And I think it's so sweet that she's nice enough to believe that these stupid FG racists can differentiate between Asian languages. Can we make a reality show where we make baby boomers try applying to jobs for the first time in 30 years using their own advice, and see how quickly they have a mental breakdown? I'm not surprised Jeff Bezos started seeing a woman who was close with his wife. Classic Amazon. If you like this, here's something similar you might like. Unpopular opinion. I don't think your life has to have a purpose, or you a grand ambition. I think it's okay to just wander through life finding interesting things until you die. There's plenty of fish in the sea, but you know what else there is? Trash. There's a lot of trash in the sea. Not sure if your boyfriend cheated on you or you're just trying to raise awareness about pollution. If life is a video game, the graphics are great, but the plot is confusing and the tutorial is way too long. Says the guy playing with the cheat codes enabled. As a relatively successful and busy man who lives in the city, my greatest fear is losing my girlfriend to a hometown hunk with a young son who teaches her the true meaning of Christmas. If you pay me $50, I'll show up to your funeral, but stand really far away, holding a black umbrella regardless of the weather, so that people think you died with a dark and interesting secret. The fact that Elvis was drafted into the military at the height of his stardom is so crazy to me. Like, imagine you're in the middle of a war, and you hear someone shout, "Cover me," and it's Beyonce. What we really need is wider and shorter plates of nachos. No more tall towers of chips and toppings. Spread the toppings across a larger area and cover all the chips, not just the top layer. Stand with me. Having chemistry with someone doesn't mean you have to date them or sleep with them. Maybe you're supposed to open up a taco truck together. Chemistry is good for all relationships, not just romantic ones. Mark Zuckerberg's dad said he could go to Harvard or have a McDonald's franchise. He took a huge gamble by choosing neither, and is now worth $100 billion. The lesson here is that taking big risks is easy when you have rich parents. Okay, I'm stoned, but this seems like a good idea. What if there was an app that both you and your partner have where you both swipe right or left on movies that are on your streaming services, and when you find a match it lets you know? Count Dracula was 412 when he moved to England in search of new blood. Sauron was 54,000 years old when he forged the One Ring. Cthulhu had seen galaxies flare into life and fade to darkness before he put madness in the minds of men. It's never too late to follow your dreams. When this nation called upon Gen X to stay home, they hit the couch with Animal Crossing harder than any of us, and when we called upon them to get the jab, they stormed the streets like there were only 10 Lollapalooza tickets left. Respect. I've never met a gay person who regretted coming out, including myself. Life at last begins to make sense when you are open and honest. Today is the 30th anniversary of the BBC radio discussion when I publicly said I was gay, so I'm celebrating. You really have to respect the versatility of mint. Good in cocktails, chocolate, with meat, in ice cream, as tea, just at home in a salad as it is in a cigarette. A whole genre of sweets that are just called mints, and it's the only mainstream toothpaste flavor. Insane herb. What's one thing you learned this year that will stick with you for the rest of your life? There are two types of people: those who believe in doing what's best for everyone even if it means personal sacrifice, and those who see their own inconvenience as unacceptable no matter what. One time, I bought an illegal CD from someone in Greece. When I played it, it was 47 straight minutes of someone saying, "I'm a homeless man that just stole €5 from you. I'm a homeless man that just stole €5 from you." I was shocked, dismayed, and low-key impressed. In med school, I took an elective called Stress, foolishly thinking I was going to learn about meditation and yoga. Instead, the professor spent 6 weeks proving that being poor or a minority literally destroys your health on a molecular level, and I think about that every day. Now, I lost my phone over 8 months ago and had no idea what happened to it. It literally vanished. Today I book an Uber and my Uber driver goes, "Hold on, I have something for you," and hands me my lost phone. He said he held onto it in case by chance he'd pick me up again. Me with 75 cents in my savings account looking at real estate. Wow, $1.4 million for that. Not bad, not bad at all. I find it so funny that the Addams Family is basically meant to be a caricature of what the polar opposite of the picturesque happy suburban family might look like, and part of that includes a husband that is deeply in love with his wife, and a wife that doesn't resent her husband. Older folks, why don't kids go outside anymore? The outside they built. As the Kardashians celebrate their 20th season, I would like to congratulate me for never watching a single episode. So I was at Walmart earlier. A lady was looking at frozen turkeys, but she couldn't find one big enough. She asked the stock boy, "Do these turkeys get any bigger?" He replied with a straight face, "No ma'am, they're dead." Made my week.